In the sparkling city of Serenity Springs, something was stirring. A secret society known as the Sires of Semen Retention, or SSR for short, had surfaced. These superheroes were the stunning personification of a sacred Taoist principle. SSR members sported a stamina so spirited you'd swear their skin was stocked with solar-powered cells. Their sizzling eyes sparkled with a secret that screamed, "Sure, I can sprint a marathon and still have the spirit for a Scrabble showdown," which they attributed to their secret semen retention is the secret sauce. But in all seriousness, semen retention is the practice of not ejaculating for a sustained period of time. Proponents claim a whole host of benefits of this sexual kung fu, such as sustained superhuman energy levels, titanium willpower, motivation, energy, magnetic attractiveness, and even a kind of spiritual transcendence. And it's a strange thing, really, because the field of science seems to say that there's, little to no evidence for the benefits of semen retention. But is this true? Culturally, in the West, we tend to think that if there's no scientific evidence for something, then it's probably not true. And so the idea of feeling profoundly different or getting profoundly different results in life as a result of retaining semen and sexual energy is often laughed and scoffed at, especially by some 50-year-old men on the internet who exclaim proudly, "I've been playing solo on the skin flute almost every day for most of my life, and my head hasn't fallen off yet, still alive." But as we know, lack of evidence doesn't necessarily mean evidence of absence. And if we think about it, it's pretty logical to ponder that it might well be a very understudied thing. I mean, imagine the recruitment ads for the studies. Wanted, men willing to abstain from their favorite ecstatic pastime for a sustained amount of time. And then you'd just have to simply trust that they're being completely forthright with their activities. Either that, or for several weeks on end, lock them in a room with round-the-clock CCTV to check and make sure that they never host a one-man tug-of-war or conduct any kind of solo handshake expedition. Regularly using pornography is pretty normalized in the West, and now we're many years after the sexual liberation movement, concepts like semen retention often tend to get seen as a little antiquated or perhaps even a super conservative mind virus or religious dogma. Many blogs and news publications and people who claim expertise in related scientific fields say that abstaining from masturbation in particular has no positive benefits and could even be harmful. So opinion on this subject across society is widely divided, but it doesn't stop thousands and thousands of men reporting that they feel profoundly different when they abstain from releasing the silver solution and circulate that sexual energy. Many people say, there's enough energy to create a baby in there, and so you can, instead of telling your brain you're impregnating the 100 hottest women in the village every day through pornography usage, instead channel this energy into creation and impregnate reality with your manifestation. You can hyper-accelerate along the path to your goals through increased testosterone and dopamine-fueled turbo boosters, or have mind-blowing multi-orgasmic experiences with a sexual partner. And I have a big announcement for you guys. I've just released a free online text course, Semen Retention Mastery. Discover the secrets of sex transmutation and multi-orgasmic potential. It's basically a whole free ebook that I'm giving away here, complete with explanations and instructions on how to retain and circulate this powerful energy to cultivate tantric lovemaking or channel this powerful energy into the creation of your dreams. It's text only at the moment, but in the future I'll likely add graphics, audio or video, and once you're signed up, you'll have permanent access to my new platform where I'll be adding more free resources and upgrades soon. So don't wait, click the link in the description to gain instant access to the course and start this incredible journey. And so, what's the difference between NoFap and semen retention? They're two related but distinct practices, often conflated due to their inherent promotion of sexual self-control, yet their roots differ significantly in ideology and purpose. NoFap, a term emerging from the Reddit community, is a movement aimed primarily at refraining from pornography, masturbation, and orgasm altogether, or PMO as they call it for short. And this practice arose from concerns about the potential and legitimate harmful effects of excessive pornography consumption and addiction, with advocates suggesting that such restraint can lead to improved mental and physical health and increased focus and a heightened sexual performance. Semen retention, in contrast, extends beyond the realms of pornography and masturbation abstinence. It focuses on maintaining one's vital life force by avoiding ejaculation all the time. Some practitioners of semen retention may engage in sexual activities, including intercourse with their partner, or what we could call conscious masturbation, but they practice arousal control and either avoid reaching the point of ejaculation or use specific Taoist sexual kung fu techniques to hold the semen in, draw their energy up the spine until it builds up in the brain and explodes into a supernova of intellectual and creative genius with spiritual wisdom. This approach, often referred to as non-ejaculatory or dry orgasms, allows them to maintain a lot of their sexual energy, satisfy their partners, and last longer in bed. So it's worth noting that while these two practices share similarities, they serve different purposes. NoFap primarily addresses concerns about pornography addiction and its potential effects on mental and sexual health. On the other hand, semen retention is that, but more about harnessing sexual energy and channeling it into other aspects of life, potentially leading to a range of emotional and spiritual benefits. The fundamental ideas underpinning this practice stems from ancient Eastern philosophies and traditions that consider preserving one's sexual essence vital for overall well-being and growth. Without sound science, it's pretty much impossible to say whether the effects of semen retention are more pronounced for some people than others, just like people often respond to different drugs in wildly different ways. But for those of us who it definitely does affect, often profoundly, it seems subjectively silly to assume that there's, absolutely no hormonal neurotransmitter level difference going on when abstaining? Because just like how when you feel very different when you take a drug, you can feel very different on semen retention. So how can it be the case that nothing's going on? The world of sports, particularly boxing and other combat sports, has seen its fair share of practitioners. The legendary boxer Muhammad Ali famously abstained from sex for weeks before a match, and this was part of his belief in conserving energy and channeling it into enhancing his performance in the ring. Modern fighters often follow a similar regime, abstaining from sexual activity before a fight. And the rationale behind this practice is twofold. Firstly, it's believed to help conserve energy, both physically and mentally, allowing the fighter to channel all of their focus and strength into the upcoming battle. And secondly, it's considered to amplify aggression and competitiveness, essential traits for combative sport, as you can imagine. Perhaps the science of semen retention will eventually outshine the doubters. And regardless, if you're a man who's used these Taoist practices to hold in ejaculation mid-sex, and you have a dry orgasm, and you find you can still continue lovemaking afterwards and have another orgasm and another, well, I don't think you and your partner are going to throw away semen retention just because the evidence is lacking. In 2003, Chinese researchers did a study called a research on the relationship between ejaculation and serum testosterone levels in men, and found that men who abstained from ejaculation for 7 days experienced a significant spike in serum testosterone levels on the 7th day. In the Journal of Addiction Science in May 2022, a study was conducted in an effort to empirically explore the effects of such abstinence, and it involved 21 single men who refrained from pornography and masturbation for a period of 3 weeks, and the control group didn't alter their habits. The researchers found significant effects in the abstinence group, particularly a substantial reduction in mental and psychological fatigue, and medium effects were also noted, with participants reporting increased wakefulness, activity, inspiration, self-control, along with reduced shyness. And those participants who went a step further to abstain from sex showed even stronger reductions in mental and physiological fatigue. Perhaps nature wants us to do some things so that we get laid again. It would make sense, wouldn't it? So, the semen retention superheroes of Serenity Springs might not be as far-fetched as they initially appear. They may indeed possess a keyed-up vibration of energy that attracts all kinds of seeming miracles and an alluring magnetic attraction. The science may be in its early stages, yet the anecdotal evidence is abundant and the conviction of practitioners unshakable. So, in the ceaseless culture war of dogmatic scientism versus spiritual tradition, let's not forget the true goal: to uncover what works best for each individual in their unique journey. Whether it be NoFap, semen retention, or any other practice, the ultimate choice about what to do rests with you. And what to do about those choices comes from open-mindedness, experimentation, and exploration. So, enjoy the journey of sexual energy transmutation, manifestation, and creation. And don't forget, click the link in the description to access Semen Retention Mastery for free. I've been Alex, and I still am Alex, but also infinite consciousness, and so are you, and we are one. So, see you in the next video. Peace.